On the very small piece of landmass that guards my nativity, within the sly blockade of jawline hills, we keep these waist-high mechanical vessels in our homes that chorus the Saturday morning air while everything is still a drowsy quiet. The 20th century robot takes all our trappings in its mouth, swishes them around, swallows the week's worth of muck, and offers our fibered skins back as fresh fluorescent tribute. We lay the laundered miracles at the feet of the sun, and we put them away by evening. Brooklyn is behind on this technology of self-living, as I still have not adjusted to having escaped to this first world idea of America, where I must walk 2 full blocks in all kinds of hostile climate patterns, with all my dirty clothes, ends of liquid soap, anti-static dryer sheets, and a container full of coins with a slave owner's face on it, all stuffed into the bastard cousin of a grocery cart, racing down the pavement to get the traffic light in time. Brooklyn has an attitude problem only for a lack of privacy. There are severe warnings in my country from the mouths of women with age against washing your linens in public like this and having your business all out in the road, the way Brooklyn has her most intimate details loaded and unloaded from these overused coin binging boxes in full view. And this morning, the well-meaning woman who takes up more than half of the folding table tells me that I should fold my clothes as soon as they are dry, or else the wrinkles from stashing them away will remain. I explain to her that I do not live very far, lie, and say I will do it when I get home. While she makes her best if you say so face, I stuff my clothes in the bag as though I am escaping, load in, and roll out. I feel like mommy wasted her time teaching me how to hang clothes at the shoulder seam, by the strap, and the art of draping sheets and clipping them end on end. There is a science to cleansing, and the West Indian women are always trying to give me instruction at the laundromat. They look at me with my soft cover book of poems and coffee, probably think I need life coaching, like I do not know how to fold things neatly, like I'm one of those modern lazy ones, like I can't cook, like I moved out my mother's house and have to fend for myself in a strange land. I always thank them, as they may or may not be right. But when Brooklyn enters the future with solar-powered textile washers, with golden panels lining every apartment window as geometric motifs on red brick, with no landlord complaining of electric bills at the door, when all her flint-faced fronting melts under the sun, when she no longer boils from overexposure, when she can have secrets to go home to and be quiet about her business if she wants, I will be a better kind of immigrant on that day. I would not call her Babylon anymore. She might even get to be considered home, because then I wouldn't have to keep escaping all the time. Explaining why he can't make his big comeback on December 21st, 2012, like they said he would. Number 1, but I'd really like a family though, with the man you gave me without giving me yet. Number 2, my father really wants a grandchild. It might cure him of that whole headache tumor thing. Number 3, bank debts, friend favor debts, parent debts. I cannot die in debt like that. Number 4, my ocean-themed show next year doesn't need an actual tsunami story to make it relevant to the general public. Number 5, at least let me go out in my own country. Number 6, Z'Affaire's birthday party is Friday and everybody will be there. Number 7, Angels will most likely set up an extra security checkpoint on the way to judgment for all American residents. See number 5 above. Number 8, they gave Joel's mother a week to live on Monday and that would be cutting her time short. Number 9, meeting the saint I was named after in confirmation is going to be awkward. I do not remember what their name is. Number 10, I didn't get to do any collabos with anybody really famous yet, but that has changed obviously. Number 11, what about all those dreams you put into my head though? You can't take back your visions like that, right? Right. Number 12, I promised my friends dinner for your birthday. Why would you want to turn down? Number 13, nothing is amazing about the number 21. That is so not you. Number 14, the people at my church still harass me about my hair. We should straighten that issue out first. Number 15, Armageddon is probably the only thing more inconvenient to you than putting us here. Do you really want to have to do all that? I didn't think so either. So there's this word called saudade in Portuguese, and it has no direct translation into English, but for some reason it is what I kind of label the relationship that I have with my dude. I say my dude. And just that kind of distance and longing for the future and yearning for this person who isn't immediately in your space, but who you feel intense connection to. So this is saudade number 2, which is not about my dude. I took men for granted in my grandmother's house. Never the heavy hooked drag or shuffle on the hand-polished planks. No voice deep digging holes in the air. No newspaper diplomat on the front step to talk over the fence politics with Mr. Meredith and his German Shepherd. No demands at the dinner table for more salt. No monopolizing on cricket matches and westerns on TV. No yard cleaning workman for free. But they do come back when they're sick though. When the woman wouldn't mind them anymore. And when they get put out, tail between legs, pensioner, hobbling to my grandmother's gate early one Saturday. She'd never stop wearing her ring. He'd never stop disappearing in the night. He didn't even have the dignity to die in the right woman's house. Vemos otra vez camino long, es camino por Santo May. Yo, can't leave me like that. You playing? I'm with y'all, don't worry. I get lonely. As a few tons of freight, hundreds of miles in the high thin of air, feather metal and fly. Keep these wings crossed so tight behind our backs, they curve by designed to mock our ribs, double caged to hold us into ourselves, so that we never spill out, never empty of dream, us and all our saints Jude, novenas, and diligent, fair, and sparse faith. Whenever we refuse this full risk of love, we become the trap and the crash landing boat. So, in case you were wondering, the ebook actually happens on the 1st of November. It was supposed to happen this evening, but we had some technical difficulties, which is, what 2014 does to you. So look out for that on November 1st. I will be posting the link everywhere. You will be receiving an email, and you can tell all the friends, and it would be great. It's only $9.99. The book comes with both the EPUB and ebook editions, meaning that you could buy it as a PDF or like as an actual iBook that you could flip pages with, and like it's really cool when you could flip pages on like things. Additionally, there is an interactive aspect of the book where there are interviews of my dude and I, so that you press play, and there's a video, like voila, of us having like conversations on some of the topics and themes that are presented in the book. So just look forward for it and to it, and thanks again for being here. One more pour from this thing. Woo! Woo! Thank you. This one is called Gains. Gains, because not everything is about loss. I blame winter as a time of storing up and hibernation. I blame my friends and their lunch outings. I blame America and its protest shit for food. I blame my wooden apartment floor for not being keen on me jumping up and down. I blame the gym for not being in my apartment. I blame my bedroom for being too small for elaborate movements and yoga poses. I blame my bed for hours-long embraces when I get home. I blame the good fruit being expensive. I blame my pockets for not enrolling into a dance class. I blame my sister for not throwing enough house parties to dance up or sweating. I blame school for keeping my time to itself. I blame my classes for not all being physical theater. I blame my clock for not dragging me off the bed early enough. I blame my low metabolism. I blame the headaches from the anemia that does not like heart race. I blame the white chocolate mocha lattes for making me weak. I blame my boyfriend for liking wrong women. I blame my mother for not force teaching me how to cook my own food. I blame high-waisted pants that just became fashionable again. I blame my ability to find new things to blame as habits. I have had all these stories and excuses. 2 years swelling on my waist now. The biggest I've been since a long time. And I call it fitting into my adulthood. I call it freedom to eat as I can. A celebration of green income. And the healthiest that I have been on my own in America. I call it how the family double chin gene finally found me by the face. I say that it is the African and the man who loves this body and does not will me to collarbone show. I say that I am finally at home in this house of solid flesh and bone. I recall how 10 years back, I was all girls school and starved to slim. I remember the dropping hair and the maxi stand blackouts. I remember my mother finally stopped saying I was fat and began to worry at the sewing machine. I watch Form 5 pictures and see all the wrong ways to think of a mirror. I say tonight that I am my only promise to myself. I say to the 10-degree wind that I could cut through it in the dark, and I did. I think of how free it is to run when nobody is watching. No comments in the air, no burn of backlands, just you, your house, and the legs that carry them. I say that I live here, and the only things moving are my feet in free. Thanks, y'all. Stay tuned.